Hello and welcome to Hawk Talk. I am Ryan Snyder.
And I'm Adam Longo. In this episode of Hawk Talk, we will take a look at how the fall seasons are wrapping up and what the postseason outlook has in store for QU athletics.
Also, we're going to sit down with senior point guard Maggie Cunningham to discuss the upcoming season for the Lady Hawks, as well as her career in the brown and the gold. Adam, they let us back here for the second episode. Hopefully we can take advantage of it.
Yeah, I'm just glad we haven't got canceled yet.
Well, we're going to have to see how this episode goes first.
We're first going to take a look at the fall seasons. The fall has been an exciting time for Hawk athletics. Let's start with the women's volleyball team. Lady Hawks have already eclipsed their win total from last year of 11 and still have 5 games remaining. All 5 of those games will be played here at Pepsi Arena. This homestand is much needed as the Lady Hawks have played 19 road games this season compared to just 4 home games before this weekend. Ryan, even with that huge differential between away and home games, what do you look for at this current homestand?
We were at a couple of games on their last homestand, and I'm sure that the Lady Hawks are going to be happy to get it home. I'm looking at the stats real quick right here. Gianna Lincoln has 199 kills. Obviously a very good season in her senior campaign, but the Lady Hawks have got to be ready to get home. Being on the road that much, 19 home games, I believe it's only four home games for the Lady Hawks. That's unbelievable if you really think about it. Being away that much and having to go on the road, be in hotels all the time, getting able to be at home on Friday night, it's going to be great for the Lady Hawks to finally get at home and be able to get some time here in Quincy.
It's got to feel good to be on the road, have success, and then come back home knowing you have a bunch of games at home. It's going to be nice for them to get home and have that success.
Absolutely. Away games seem to be the theme for the QU Hawks, and several teams will be on the road this weekend. The Hawk football team is traveling to Lebanon, Illinois to take on the Bearcats of McKendree. The Hawks are coming off a huge come-from-behind win over Truman State on a game that was nationally televised. Down 19-6 at the start of the fourth quarter, Nick Lonergan played arguably the best quarter of his football career at QU. Lonergan completed 9 of 12 passes he attempted in the fourth quarter for 153 yards and a touchdown. He finished the game 23 of 39 for 289 yards and 2 touchdowns. He accounted for over 300 yards of total offense on the day and went over 8,000 career passing yards. That currently sets him in top 10 in the active career passing yards leader for Division II. Adam, we were at that game the other day.
Yeah.
What did you see from the Hawks? Obviously, it was a tough game for them. They lost really pretty badly to Ohio Dominican, 73-28.
Yeah.
They really bounced back though in that game against. They really bounced back in that game last weekend.
Yeah, it was a rainy day. First 3 quarters didn't go well as they planned. But we talked about it last episode, the senior poise of Nick Lonergan.
The football team wasn't the only one on the road this weekend. The Lady Hawk soccer team is going to be heading to Louisville, Kentucky to compete in the semifinal round of the GLVC tournament. The 14th ranked Lady Hawks will take on Truman State in the second round of the tournament and are looking for a little bit of revenge. The Lady Hawks fell to the Bulldogs 2-0 in the regular season finale, and the team is coming into the matchup on a high note as they're coming off a 4-0 win over Lewis. Goals in that game were scored by Mackenzie Reef, Gabby Herrick, and 2 by the freshman Abby Pulliam. It was a really good game for the Lady Hawks, Adam. We were both there as well. Just talk about that game.
It was nice to see that they got an early lead. They didn't let up. As you saw, Gabby Herrick had a late goal, and I think in the last minute, a nice head ball. It was just nice to see that they didn't roll over. They had a big lead. Mm-hmm. They just kept giving it to them. I like that.
Yeah, they did really well. Abby Pulliam has played extremely well in the last couple games. She's got 11 goals right now. As a freshman, that's something you got to be really, as Coach Musto, he's got to be really excited about that.
Yeah, not only offense, they played a solid 120-yard game. Didn't give up a goal that game.
They did not.
That's nice to see the defense step up, too, as well as the offense.
The Lady Hawks soccer team has had plenty of success on the field. One of the key pieces of the puzzle has been the sophomore defenseman, Bailey Grubel. Let's get to know her a little bit off the field, though.
I'm from St. Louis, a little bit out of St. Louis, technically. I live in a little town, Eureka, right outside the city, so it's like 40-ish minutes right outside, but technically St. Louis. I only have a sister. She's 2 years younger than me, and she is a senior at Narings Hall, where I went, so very proud of it. TV show, I would probably go pretty basic and say Grey's Anatomy. So I really like that. And then movie, I don't know. really like comedies, but I also like thrillers a little bit, but no scary. Nothing scary, just thrillers. So I think overall, though, comedy kind of bumps over that. So I would say like a Tommy Boy or something like that would be one of my favorites. My favorite actress would probably be Mila Kunis, just because she's really pretty. She's a very good actress. I've seen her kind of in all aspects across the board: comedy, thriller, etc. So I really, really like her. My favorite athlete, and also just one to inspire me to keep playing soccer, especially through college, was definitely Lori Klubney. She not only was my coach, but she also was a Narings alum. So she did a lot of different camps and stuff like that with Narings, which is where I went to high school. So I always got to kind of see her in and out through the years there. And like I said, she was my coach. So I thought it was really, really cool that I got to be coached by an Olympian and now a World Cup winner. So she knew me on a personal level, and she also knew me on, a coaching and like a leadership level. So she taught me a lot. She taught me a lot too, just because she's also a wing defender and center defender. So I looked up to her a lot, and just being able to, see her on TV and doing these great things, and then being able to say that you know her, you were coached by her, it's really cool. Favorite sports team? The one that I like the most and probably follow the most would be the St. Louis Cardinals. But then I am also a huge fan of the USA women's national team. So definitely while they're playing, I watch their games. But of course, just being from St. Louis, it's hard not to be a Cardinals fan. Professionally, and I've been asked that a lot. Professionally, my overall goal is to be in sports communication. So to be a sports anchor or possibly a sports journalist. So maybe write for a sports column or anything like that. And it was a huge question and debate whether I just wanted to do, communications as a whole, or just wanted to specifically head towards sports. And I mean, again, being in St. Louis, you're surrounded by the Blues, the Rams, Cardinals, and all of these guys are great teams. So it's really hard to not, kind of be enveloped into all that stuff in the atmosphere. So I really would like to stick into St. Louis and try to be a female anchor if I could, because we don't really see much of them nowadays. And if not, then I really like writing too. So if I could do anything like that or in that field, that would be the goal.
Coming up, we will be talking hoops as we break down the men's and women's upcoming seasons.
And we're going to revisit Nick Lonergan's record-breaking career at QU. Stay with us.
Well, my first thought was, Brother Ed has set us up. He's got someone hiding in there. They're getting ready to jump out of the curtain and scare us, but yeah, there was no one else there, and I couldn't explain it. It's just one of those phenomenon.
I've always been a skeptic, and I've always thought that there was a rational explanation for all things like that, but being there when that all happened, we didn't have a rational explanation for why that happened.
There was. Did you hear it?
Oh my! Can I?
Oh gosh, wait, did you see that?
Welcome back to Hawk Talk. The men's and women's basketball teams are both looking for bounce-back seasons. Both fell short of the NCAA tournament last year, but are striving to make the March Madness this season. The men's basketball team was picked to finish third in the GLVC West this season. The Hawks did receive 2 first-place votes and were just 1 point behind Truman State for the number 2 spot. The Hoop Squad returns all 5 starters from last year's team, including second-team All-GLVC performer Evan McGaffey. Evan averaged 11.6 points per game to go along with 6.6 rebounds a game. This year's team looks to have the depth that would allow them to make a run at the GLVC crown, with 6 players returning that saw action in more than 25 games last season. Ryan, after looking at the roster, this team looks pretty good. What do you think about them?
I've been talking to Godson Inouye as well as Scotty Bruxworth, they really look like they've put on some weight in the offseason, making sure that they're ready for the season physically. I know they've got some injuries right now, but they've really spent that extra time that you need to spend in the weight room, to spend getting up those extra shots, and just talking to a couple of those guys, knowing them on a personal level, how hard they work. But really, you can see the gains that it's been in the offseason as well as spending that extra time in the gym.
Yeah, and it's always got to be comforting knowing that you have all your starters returning.
Absolutely. The Lady Hawks also have high hopes. We sit down with senior point guard Maggie Cunningham for an inside look at this year's team. We're here with senior point guard Maggie Cunningham of the Lady Hawks basketball team. Maggie, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Obviously, the season gets underway in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. You're taking on Missouri State in a preseason game. Obviously, it's going to be a great opportunity for you girls to see what you're made of this year. What are your expectations going into this season?
Well, we are looking to make a run at the NCAA tournament for sure, and we should hopefully win the GLVC conference and hopefully the tournament as well.
Taking on Missouri State as well as Mizzou in the preseason, obviously it's going to give you girls a great chance to see what you've got going forward this season, and it's going to give you a really good look at playing against those top teams in Division I.
Yeah, Missouri State was actually just picked first in their conference, so that'll give us a good opportunity to hopefully kind of go against better competition and kind of go against somebody that was picked high in their conference and see what we can do against them.
Yeah, it's going to be a great opportunity, obviously. And looking at the conference this year, you said that was your goal, is to win that conference. You were picked to finish second in the West Division, so the coaches on all the teams think that you're going to be a solid team this year. What are your goals? Obviously, coming off 16 years, we just talked about your goals. You want to win the GLVC, but coming off 16 wins, this season looks to be an exciting one here at Pepsi Arena for the Lady Hawks.
Yeah, last year it didn't go as planned towards the end because we had a lot of injuries, but I think we ended the season with 9 healthy girls, so that was a little kind of not let down, but just kind of not the way we wanted the season to end. So we're hoping to pick back up and kind of recover from that and stay healthy. We have 17 girls in the roster, so that's given us a lot of depth. 2 transfers and 4 freshmen, so 2 transfers obviously have a lot of experience coming like from a JUCO, so it's going to really help us out with the depth.
You just talked about the freshmen and the junior college players coming in as transfers. You've got a lot of playing time here at QU. You've gone over 2,000 career minutes played. I believe your number is 2,157. So you've logged a lot of minutes. So you're going to be that one that's looked at as probably the senior leader. You've started for all 4 years. What have you been trying to do as a senior to make sure that the freshmen as well as the transfers kind of get used to this QU system and really buying in to the process that the coaches have installed?
We're just seniors, there's 5 of us, so we've all been playing since freshman year. We all came in together, so that's kind of neat, and we're just trying to set an example and kind of set what Quincy University is all about in the basketball program, and so we're really setting good examples and being that leadership for the younger girls, and hopefully one day that they can carry it on. But we were all freshmen once, and so we would know what it's like to come from high school and transition into that. So I think the seniors have a lot of background and a lot of experience that we can really use this year.
You probably changed a little bit since you were a freshman. You probably set a lot of personal goals in your time here at QU. What's your personal goal this year? Obviously, the team, you want to make the NCAA tournament. You want to win that GLVC championship. But what do you have, like, personal goals? What are you setting for this year for yourself?
I don't really have big personal goals, but just like little stuff, like to be a better defender, always can get better on defense, and just kind of be that person that runs the offense and have the girls hold me accountable and I can hold them accountable too, and just be that leader. I also free throw percentage keep up because free throws win games and it matters at the end of the game. So really just working on the little things and using my potential, since this is my last year and I want to make the most of it. So.
Well, Maggie, we've got to give you a little bit of credit, and we got to brag on you a little bit. You've shot 84% from the free throw line, so you're basically the J.J. Redick from the free throw line here at QU. So you've done okay in your career. Come on out to Pepsi Arena and watch the Lady Hawks as well as Maggie on their quest to that GLVC crown. Come on out to Pepsi Arena in a couple weeks and watch them take on their GLVC competition. Maggie, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Senior quarterback Nick Lonergan better than any other player to ever wear the brown and gold. Stick with us.
The future of the program is very bright. It's an exciting time on QU campus because we have QU TV. We have a television station where students can experience working as a director, an anchor, a reporter, photographer, doing weather, doing sports. We also have a newspaper where students can report, be photo editors, be executive editors. We've got a lot of opportunity there working on the student newspaper. We also provide students with the opportunity to do magazine articles with heavy research and giving them a little bit more time to expand on articles and do some in-depth investigative work. Moving forward, it's exciting because all of the skills they learn in every avenue will translate into what we have in the future, and web writing and mobile writing and all of our distribution platforms. We have an incredible opportunity to grow the department, to grow the program, and to grow students into excellent journalists.
Welcome back. Over the past 4 seasons, Quincy Hawk fans have seen record books shredded by Nick Lonergan. The redshirt senior quarterback holds every major passing record in school history. More than 8,000 career passing yards, first in the record books. Most pass attempts currently at 1,067. Most completions at 604. Most touchdown passes currently at 58. Best completion percentage at 56.6%. So what is it that makes Nick Lonergan look so good?
I'll tell you what, man, we got senior quarterback Nick Lonergan here. Look at him square his shoulders up, and he's going to get the completion there. That's why I like this guy so much, man. He's always getting his shoulders square. He's making a good throw down. He's getting it to Eric Poindexter, man. Nick Lonergan, he is always trying to find the next play. He's always getting them down the field. The Hawks have been very, very good when Nick Lonergan has been at the helm, man. I'll tell you what, watch him again here. He's going to take the snap. He's going to get his shoulder square, and he's going to get it out to Eric Poindexter, one of the best wide receivers in Quincy history as well, man. I'll tell you what, man. Nick Lonergan is the real deal. Again, we're going to watch this play one more time. Gets it out to good old Eric Poindexter. He makes the play and moves the sticks. Now, this is why I really like Nick Lonergan. He's going to take the snap here. Waiting for our IT guys, but that's okay. He takes a snap. Play action. He steps up in the pocket. Look at him go, man. Look at him run. He's off to the races. First down. That's why he's so good. That's what makes Nick Lonergan stand out other than any other quarterback in the country. You don't see that anywhere. He can run. He can throw. He can do it all. Steps up in the pocket. He's getting chased, but you know what? He uses that speed, and he's going to get a first down. We're going to wait for the neck package to come up here. He took on William Jewell. Unfortunately, the Hawks fell in that game, but Lonergan definitely had a good one. Now watch him here. He's going to find this hole in the coverage. Gets it right in between the linebackers and moves the chains. Nick Lonergan has found a way to keep the offense going even when they're struggling. Lonergan, he's going to show it again here. He takes a snap, gets his one-step drop, immediately gets it out to the receiver for another first down. You're seeing this all throughout the season, all throughout his 4 years. 8,000 yards doesn't happen without hard work. This is the favorite play that I've had in his career, especially this season. He's going to motion the wide receiver across the formation, sees that he has man coverage. He takes a snap. He knows he's going to get hit, delivers a good ball, and that's a touchdown for the Hawks. That's something you don't see from quarterbacks nowadays. He stood in there. He recognized that he had man coverage. He realized that he was going to get hit, but he stayed in there, delivered a good, clean ball. Cody Wood was managed to get open on that man coverage, and he got a touchdown. There's the motion, and I love it because he stands in there. He sees his man coverage. He takes his three-step drop. He gets really licked on this play. That's something, I've said that a couple times now. You don't see that from a lot of quarterbacks. 8,000 career yards doesn't happen often, and here at QU we've been lucky enough to see that. And he's going to take this snap here down on the 10-yard line, and this has been a beautiful ball. He gets it to his tight end, Owen Schnellenberger. He gets him on the stick right there in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. Let's watch that one more time. Another three-step drop, gets it over top of the linebackers, and that's another 6 points for the Hawks. We're going to see another good ball here by Lonergan into the back of the end zone for Eric Poindexter. He just manages to keep that on the inside of the end line for another 6 points. You got a wide receiver like Eric Poindexter. Why don't we use him? Let's see this great ball again by Lonergan. Delivers a good ball into the back of the end zone where only his wide receiver can catch it. And you know what? You got a tall, athletic wide receiver. Get it to him as much as he can. And here's another play for Nick Lonergan. He's going to run here. It's something you don't see from quarterbacks nowadays. He steps up in the pocket. A great stiff arm, spins off, dives into the end zone, and that's what you want to see from a senior quarterback. He's leaving it all out there on the field. He's not just throwing the ball. You don't throw for that many yards without having to get a few 5-yard gains, especially when you have to step up in the pocket. He's going to take the snap here. The first read isn't there, but you know what? Being a senior, being a leader, he knows that he can tuck it and run. Big stiff arm. He's going to spin off this one, and he's going to get in the end zone. Nick Lonergan is the real deal, fans. And if you've been here at QU like we have, we've been lucky to see him. We're going to go back to the desk, and that's why Nick Lonergan is the best in QU history.
Thank you, Ryan. We'll be right back with some final thoughts. Stay with us.
Yes. Growing up, I had one deaf friend, and that was the only deaf person I knew before coming to school here at QU. And now I regularly get to hang out and socialize with the deaf community, which has been awesome. Sign language isn't exactly like learning another spoken language because you use your body, facial expressions, your hands are your instruments. So it is definitely learning a new language. It has its own grammar and syntax and everything. It's not exactly like English like a lot of people think it is.
Welcome back to Hawk Talk. We'll wrap up today talking about the newest addition to QU athletics. The women's swim team has competed in their first match on October 24th. It was a successful meet for the Lady Hawks as they matched up one of the best programs in the country, the 17th ranked Bulldogs of Truman State. QU had several individual winners, including junior Brianna Flores in the 100-meter backstroke with a time of 101.93. McKenna Brown won both the 200-meter backstroke as well as the 400-meter individual medley with times of 2:12.49 and 5:0.73 respectively. The Lady Hawks will travel to Decatur, Illinois to take on Millikan and Lincoln College in their next meet, and the future looks bright for the Lady Hawks swim team. Adam, after hearing those stats in just the first meet for the Lady Hawks, they have to be encouraged.
Yeah, you know, it's sometimes first-year teams, there's usually nothing to be excited about, but with the Hawks, you know, they came out, they got a couple individual wins, and encouraged is all they can be.
Absolutely. So, Adam, do you have any final thoughts on what we're going to talk about today?
I would just say I'm excited for the winter sports, very excited for the fall sports wrapping up. I would just say students, get out there and cheer us on as much as you can.
Yeah, it's been exciting. The Lady Hawks and the men's team for soccer are going to be heading down to the GLVC tournament. They're trying to get a few more pieces of hardware for the Hawks.
Yeah, you know, why not? They're good enough.
Yeah, they've been playing really well, so it's an exciting time here at QU.
Yep. That'll just do it for us. For this edition of Hawk Talk, thanks for joining us. Next time, we'll recap the fall sports postseason play and update on winter sports.
Also, we'll take a look at how QU athletics has often become a family affair.
I'm Adam Longo.
And I'm Ryan Snyder. As always, thank you for joining us. And as we always say, and we always wrap up the show, go Hawks.
Go Hawks.